and gentlemen, and welcome to your WWE Monday Night Raw ratings for the December 28th, 2015 edition of Raw, hosted by the Wrestling Hobo, the final Raw of 2015. And here we go. The December 28th edition of Raw drew an average of 3.536 million viewers and a 2.47 rating. This is up from last week's 3.377 million viewers and 2.33 rating. A net gain of 159,000 viewers from the previous week. Clearly, Vince McMahon equals a slight bump in ratings. He's a draw. When he's on, the show ratings go up to a half a point more than normal. The first hour drew 3.695 million viewers, the second hour drew 3.488 million viewers, and the final third hour drew 3.425 million viewers. Raw lost 270,000 viewers from between hour 1 to hour 3. The viewership for Raw's competition on Monday night, NFL, Monday Night Football with 15.806 million viewers, Scorpion with 6.448 million viewers, NCIS, Los Angeles with 6.003 million viewers. Oh my god, that fraudulent CGI super bitch Supergirl with 5.196 million viewers. Happy New Year Charlie Brown with 4.851 million viewers and motherfucking ESPN Sports Center with 4.27 million viewers led the evening. Sports scores, news and highlights motherfuckers. This was watched by more people than Raw because Raw absolutely sucked. Woo woo woo. Zack Ryder, Heath Slater, Big Show and goddamn John Cena returned to Raw, and you know it. On this night we also found out that The Rock will be returning at WrestleMania 32. Let the ticket sales desperation begin. Also returning to Raw was Vince McMahon once again. Obviously he liked the ratings bump his return gave Raw 2 weeks previous. On this night Vince McMahon went to prison for 2 hours, and we believe every moment of it. Yes, we did not. After buying his way out of prison by posting millions in bail, later in the night we would find out that Vince McMahon would yet again be returning to the first Raw of 2016 next week. 3 Raw returns in the span of 1 month for Vince McMahon. This old man billionaire is frisky lately. He must have doubled up on his Cialis this month. Loads of blood rushing to the balls, the grapefruits, spoy, the dried up old prunes. So original Roman, creative genius. McMahon announced that Roman Reigns will have to pay for going against the McMahon family, Triple H included, over the last few weeks, and his punishment will apparently be delayed yet another week. Reigns' punishment. He will have to face Sheamus once more in a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match with Vince McMahon as special guest referee. WWE really loves redundancy and predictability. Who is really being punished here? The audience, having to watch Reigns versus Sheamus for the millionth time. Piss poor acting tonight by Vince and Stephanie McMahon. If I have to listen to Steph screech one more time, I'm gonna have to ask her to yell breathe mode. Fuck my life. Earlier in the night Vince made reference to working the Wild Samoans, Aqua, Reigns' uncle, and Sika, Reigns' father, until there was nothing left of them, back when they were employed by McMahon in the 80s. Vince stated that he enjoyed making money off them while paying them nothing. He reminded Reigns that he was just 1 generation removed from wearing a bone through his nose like his familial predecessors. This must be why Roman Reigns was pre-selected to be the new face of the WWE after John Cena dies in 89 years. Speaking of Cena, he returned in Brooklyn and only idiots cared. 50-50 crowd for and against Cena. Cena's promo with Del Rio was an abortion. He kept trying to coerce Del Rio to put the US title on the line for their match. The crowd wasn't really with Cena, and then he began his usual pandering to the crowd. He kissed the pee holes just enough for cheap pops. He called Del Rio punk bitch, and at one point Cena threw his shirt to the crowd, and someone threw the shirt back at Cena. Then Then Cena went back for the mic and called the Brooklyn audience tougher than Del Rio and screamed that they were in Brooklyn, New York, home of the notorious B.I.G. and Jay-Z, then tossed in some random geography about Brooklyn, 560 State Street being across the road or some shit. The shit was cringeworthy, and Del Rio eventually gave in because apparently he's a Mexican moron. I fast-forwarded through this match and many others. League of Boring interfered in the match, giving Cena the win by disqualification and Reigns the opportunity to come out and save the hero in all of us from a gangbang. Kevin Owens lost a quick match to Neville by a roll-up. Owens then delivers a post-match boring beatdown to Neville, and Dean Ambrose comes to Neville's aid and runs off Owens for the time being. Later in the show, Owens went after Dean Ambrose post-match and utilized the redundant spot, powerbombing him through an announce table. This is the Kevin Steen Owens we want. Kalisto beat Kofi Kingston, and Biggie returned to Brooklyn for the first time since he was shot dead in 1997 and pinned Sin Cara in a singles match. That's right, Biggie came, saw and conquered Unigo's shoulder in Brooklyn. It was low-hanging fruit, you just knew I had to pick. The rest of the show was the same old boring crap. The fast-forward button was my best friend on this night. There were CM Punk and Daniel Bryan chants during the Reigns McMahon segment to start the show. Fans chanted boring during Becky Lynch vs. Sasha Banks, who was booed in Brooklyn for wearing a New England Patriots baseball cap and telling everyone she's from Boston. The match was long and boring, full of rest holds, and Becky Lynch bumped a baseball slide. It looked horrible. Sasha Banks won the match with a roll-up. Speaking of horrible, Big Show beat up a bunch of jobbers on Miss TV and announced he's the first entrant into the Royal Rumble. We are now completely excited and ready for another amazing Royal Rumble. Big Show will be number 1, and there's no telling just what number certified stars like Heath Slater, Zack Ryder, The Miz and Stardust will enter at. I am so fucking jacked for this. I am completely serious, and no I'm not. And this is where Rassel and Hobo taps out on this edition of Raw. WWE doesn't give a crap, so why should I? 3 hours minus 2.66 hours of boring equals 20 minutes of mildly entertaining payoff, and it's hardly worth it. 2016 is here, WWE. How many more years of our life will you be wasting? That's some math for another day. Bring our offspring to watch this crap. Ha! Happy New Year, YWCIWC motherfuckers. Late.